welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing this simple but pretty everyday makeup look. The focus is really going to be on the face, and this is my tips and tricks to getting that flawless Insta Filter base. I recently uploaded a podcast episode number 14 of the Glam Latte Beauty Podcast. If you missed it, the details are in the description box down below. Episode 14 is called Pores No More, and it is all about my tips, tricks, secrets, and products I use to minimize my pores. I've talked about my pore size on this channel a million times. I'm somebody who has larger than average pores. I've suffered with big pores my whole life. It is hereditary, and I've been on a lifelong quest to find products that actually minimize them. I've spent so much money and been so disappointed in so many products, and I finally feel like I've got a combination that really works. I feel like, and I want to point out that my lights are turned way down. Like, they're at 250 right now, and they're usually at 125. So they are, and like the smaller the number, the more bright it is. So I just want to show you. They're at 250 right now, and this is what they usually are at. Okay, so this is typically like when I'll do a video, so it's really nice and illuminated, and you can kind of see what's going on, but it'll either be 125 or 160 depending on what time of day. Like right now it is golden hour, so 160 is probably where I would have it at. But the point I'm trying to make is, this is where my lights usually are, and for this video, this is where my lights are. So I did that so that I could really show you guys like my skin and get super vulnerable with you and show you all my flaws, and then show you all the things I do to correct them. So that said, if you haven't checked out the podcast episode, this video is meant to go hand in hand with that episode. I uploaded that already, and as I was recording, I thought, I really should have a video demonstrating all of the things that I was explaining in the podcast. I do go much more detailed verbally in the podcast, and here I'm more showing you visually. So I would definitely check out the podcast episode to get more detailed tips and tricks and explanations. In this, I really just wanted to show you exactly what I was talking about and how I actually do it. So, without further ado, if you would like to see how I get this flawless base, see how I erase my very large pores, then keep on watching. Okay, so we are up close and personal. My lights are turned down so you can see all of my flaws. It's cool. So I'm going to start by obviously priming. My skincare is already done. I'm hydrated. I have serum, I have eye cream, and I have moisturizer. I used a combination of products that I am trying and testing right now. What did I use? I used Jarfa moisturizer. I used Dermalogica serum and Dermalogica eye cream. So I'm going to jump into primer. I'm using the Dermalogica Hydra Blur Primer. This is one that I discussed in the podcast episode that hydrates as well as blurs. Because although I have really big pores, and actually I should probably get real close for you. I don't know if you can see how large they are, but they're big. So this primer is supposed to blur and hydrate, but because of the size of my pores, it doesn't blur to the level that I need it to. So that's why I like to be super extra and go in with the Tatcha Silk Canvas. This, in my opinion, oh shit, I put it on my whole face. Okay. I put the hydrating primer on my whole face, but we're not going to put anything else on the pores. On this side. So, in my opinion, the Tatcha Silk Canvas is the best at filling in pores because it sits on top of the skin. All other primers that I've ever used, pore minimizing primers, they always sink in to my pores eventually. Like, they look good at first, and then after a while, my pores show. I was like, my pores ate my primer. So I can see that this product literally filled in the pores, and I like to press it in, and I use it in the center of my face. So I'm just doing one side. So next I am taking a matte full coverage long wear concealer. Today I'm using the Studio Fix Fluid. I mentioned this in the podcast episode as well. I'm really loving this foundation because it gives such a flawless look. And if you're somebody who doesn't have good luck with MAC foundations, if they break you out, try Il Makiage Woke Up Like This foundation. I did an entire review on that foundation, which I will link in the description box down below. The finish is almost identical to this, but this one I just, this product, it was ahead of its time, you know? It's ridiculous how beautiful it is. I'm in the shade NC25. I'm just drawing lines on my face so that I can remind myself only to apply it on one side. And I'm going in with my Sonia Kashuk sponge. Okay, so already that is one layer of foundation, just foundation and primer with no other products. So I'm hoping that you guys can see the difference in my pores there just with that, without any other products. My pores are still visible, but they're not as visible as they are right here. I can't really tell because my lights are so bright in my face what you guys can see, but hopefully you can see that. I have been wanting to do this video for such a long time, and I'm glad I waited because I feel like the products that I'm using are really, really good. So next I'm going in with the 24-hour Studio Fix Smooth Wear Concealer. I talked about this in the podcast as well. All of the products I mentioned in the podcast, but there are drugstore options to a lot of them. I like the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. I've talked about that and used that many times on this channel. I'm just going to go down the center of my nose and highlight because it's going to be really hard to just do one side of my nose. So I only bring my concealer right up to here because ain't nobody got time to have a bunch of cakey lines, you know? And another step that I did talk about is this sponge. When I'm applying my concealer, I always use this sponge. I will have it linked. It's from Vanity Planet, and it's like a hybrid blender and silicone sponge. I like this because it helps, you can really push the product into the pore, into the area, without absorbing it. So I'm not removing anything just yet. I'm just spreading it around and pushing it into the skin. And then when I have it pretty much distributed, I can then go in with the sponge side and just absorb anything excess that I might have left over. And then once I'm done with that, I immediately like to go in with powder. And I'm using the Urban Decay Velvetizer powder. I talk about this powder on my channel all of the time. This is the secret sauce, okay? This is the constant product that I always use. I really hope that you can see how this is erasing my pores right now. Just making them disappear. All right, so now I'm gonna go and blend all the rest of this out. And I'm gonna just put some concealer on my eyes for now to prime my lids, or this lid. Okay, so I hope that you can see. Let me turn down the lights just in case, just like one more. Okay, so hopefully you can see that this side is much more minimized than this side. This side you can see my scarring. You can see I just have one scar right there. It's from a curling iron. I've talked about it before. It just kind of dips in right here, and that's why. So you can see that. You can see all my pores in here, obviously my redness and all that, but this is strictly about pore minimizing. It's not strictly about, it's about getting a flawless face, but this is my routine to minimize my pores. Hopefully I'm making sense. So those are the products that I use: primers, the foundation, the concealer, and the powder. I'm next going to set the rest of my face. I'm using the Glossier Wowder, and I just wanted to really take the time with the pore minimizing portion, but I am going to finish this whole side of my face so that you can see them side by side, like the finished product. So to bronze, I'm going to take the Butter Bronzer. I'm just going to take an angled contour brush. I'm just gonna pop that on. So weird to do one half of my face like in full. The look is really just like an everyday quick, like I need to slap on some makeup so that I can look presentable. Way too much bronzer, which happens. My chair is like really squeaky. And then for blush, I'm going in with the Plumberry blush from Youngblood Cosmetics, and it's a loose powder blush, which normally I don't do, but this one is so pretty. I love the color of this. And I just like going over everything with a duo fiber. My eyes, if I'm like just running out the door, like if I need to get ready like quickly and get out of here, and I just need like an everyday, like more than 5 minutes, but like not really more than 15. For my eye, I will simply take the bronzer that I used and I will pop that in the crease, just to give my eyes a little bit of definition. And of course I have to do, oh, I lost a piece of my bronzer. No! I just dropped that blush right on the rug. Okay, so I just popped on my brow on this side. And typically, oh, and I'll just tell you what I used. I used the IT Cosmetics Brow Power and the Il Makiage Hypnotize Brow Gel. So, where were we with the eyes? Before I was rudely interrupted by dropping a powdered loose blush on the floor. So I'm just popping the bronzer in the crease, and then more tapered brush, I'm putting the bronzer on the lower lash line. For highlight, I'm going in with this Ofra Glow Up palette. I love this palette so much. And I am going to take, first I'm going in with this shade Beverly Hills and taking these two shades here with my finger. And I'm just gonna pop that on my lid. Just for a little something, something. And then I'm going to go in with Starlit, I think that's what it's called, Star Island. And I'm just going to pop it right in the middle, like that. Just to give it a little dimension, just to give it a little something. And then I'm going to go in with Rodeo Drive, and I'm going to pop that in the inner corner. And then, with a fan brush, I'm going to take it on those shades I popped on my lid and a little bit in Rodeo Drive and pop that right on my cheekbones. All right. Should I put my lip on one side? This is about the skin. It's fine. All right, so that is the finished base. So my lights are pretty low right now. Like my lighting is turned way, way down. So I'm really hoping that you guys can move my hair out of the way. I'm really hoping that you guys can see the difference between my finished base and my real skin. Doing a little power of makeup moment right now. I'm now gonna go ahead and finish the other side of my face, and I'll be right back to throw on a lip. Okay, so the rest of my makeup is on. I am going to curl my lashes, and I'm gonna throw on my favorite mascara of the moment. And that is the Winky Lux So Extra Mascara. All of the letters are coming off the packaging because I've been using it non-stop. But I love this mascara. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see how freaking amazing this mascara is, but oh my god. I'm not even going to put on falsies because I would never put on falsies if I was doing like a quick and easy makeup look ever. I would never put on falsies. So we're going to keep it real today. And then for a lip, my lip is always going to vary. It just depends on my mood. Sometimes I'll throw on a lipstick with a lip gloss, sometimes a liquid lip. But if I don't want to deal with my lips, then I'll most likely throw on my L'Oreal Color Riche lip liner in one of the nude shades. Today I'm using Matte & Call because this is waterproof and it's long wearing. So this is not going anywhere. I'm using this shade because it's a little bit more of a nude. Matte It, the one I use all the time, is more of a pinky nude. This one's like more of like a beige nude. I always fill in my lips with my lip liner, always. I just don't like the look of my lip liner showing like a lot darker. I don't know. I also think that it helps whatever lip product you're putting on, it helps it stay put longer. I'm going in with the Pixi by Petra Matte Beige Matte Last Liquid Lip. The shade is Matte Beige. That's just such a pretty nude. All of these nudes in this collection are bomb. And that, my friends, is my quick and easy everyday makeup look. Of course, it takes so much longer to do when you're filming and like you're explaining, but this look will probably take me about 15 minutes, if I'm being honest. Because I did do all of the steps. You know, I did a full coverage foundation, I did 2 primers, concealer, powder, bronzer, highlight, the whole thing. So my base makeup, this is the base makeup that I will wear whenever. So even if I'm getting uber glam, these are the steps I take because skin is so important to me. So having a flawless base is always my top priority. The only thing that's going to change is whether I do a glam eye or not. Pretty much. And throw on, lashes and all that. And my lip will obviously change. But my base makeup, my steps and my process, if you will, always are the same. And the products might change as well. The one product that always remains is this one. This is my everything. She's my everything. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on social. I'm at Glam Latte. And head over to the Glam Latte Beauty Podcast and listen to the Pores No More episode if you haven't already. I'm really getting in there and breaking down all of my secrets. And this video was really meant to go along with the podcast episode just so that I could demonstrate kind of what I was talking about in terms of minimizing my pores and the steps and the products and all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye.